And welcome back. I didn't get time to refill my water. It was too fast. But welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We are here jumping in mid-series into Scarlett versus RagnaroK, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Canadian Zerg player representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Scarlett. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have her opponents. We have the player currently leading the series 1-0. Representing Mystery Gaming, it is RagnaroK. Here we go. We're here to find out who faces off against Nightmare in the next round. Again, Nightmare has been popping off, taking down Terran after Terran, Future, Gumiho, all falling before Nightmare. But what about the Zergs? What about the Zergs? Fun fact, this is the battle for the last Zerg player in the tournament. There are only Protoss players in the bottom half of the tournament, and of course, Nightmare is waiting in the next round as well. If you're a fan of non-Protoss, if you're a Terran or a Zerg, then we got you here, I guess. Oh god. Can we stop the PvP finals? We're here to find out. We're here to see who is going to be that Zerg representative. For now, we don't really know what happened in Game 1. Unfortunately, we weren't a part of that. We were busy casting our own series, so we don't know exactly how Game 1 transpired. But from what we can tell here, standard openers, hatch, gas pool, all around. Nothing too crazy on Ancient Cistern. It makes sense. Ancient Cistern is quite a large map. Going for early pools is difficult to pull off on Ancient. So no one is being too crazy here in the early game. It's going to be about the mid game instead. It's going to be about who can keep up with who can take their third base and hold on to it, or even try and tech switch as well. ZvZ can be really dynamic and be really chaotic with, you know, the timings of layers, of going into additional gases, going for a spire. Scouting is paramount, as well as keeping up with the aggression of your opponent. For now, everything is looking normal. For now, everyone is mirroring each other. Third bases should be taken momentarily, as Scarlett is sending her first two links across the map. Likewise, there's the third base being taken by RagnaroK. Did he only make two links? He did. Okay, so RagnaroK being a little bit greedier here, delaying his own scout. Scarlett takes a third over at the triangular location. And Scarlett is actually making a pretty early wave of lings. Uh-oh. Scarlett is not droning. Yep, she's going for a ling flood. Baneliness is on the way. Lings are banking up back at home. The goal here from Scarlett is to keep them hidden. RagnaroK trying to bypass the defenses here of Scarlett, trying to get a scout off. His lings are being forced back. He does at least see the third, which is normal. And he does have a Baneling nest on the way, so he should have defensive Banelings back at home. Scarlett is basically going all in with this. And here we go. The lings are revealed to the overlords. We're sending everything across the map. And back at home, RagnaroK is getting ready. We have 4 Banelings on the way. We're trying to wall off here at the natural. Queen up is able to barely get in position in time. The queens do hold on to the natural. The lings, they go for the third base instead. Scarlett is droning behind this, but she's got a lot of droning to do. A lot of catching up to do. Up! Oh. As the Banelings don't quite go off, Scarlett rotating around, trying to avoid those Banelings, is going to slip. Not quite slip into the natural. She's being forced back, but she's doing a lot of damage to this hatchery. Ling's trying to slip in. Looks like, yeah, big connections. RagnaroK, he completely shuts this down. RagnaroK holds onto his natural, holds onto his third base just barely. And RagnaroK slips past the army, gets into the main base. This is so important. RagnaroK, he's trying to figure out, do we have additional gases? Do we have a fast layer? Are we going mutas? We can see that we aren't. Uh-oh. As RagnaroK, he slipped out a couple of Banelings. Roach Warren is done. Roaches are on the way. RagnaroK isn't counterattacking yet. Scarlett's still being aggressive. There are defensive Banelings. She's going to have a hard time dealing damage. Meanwhile, the Banelings, they roll in. Up! Big connection. 6 drones go down. Scarlett was already trying to recover economically, and losing 6 drones, it's not helping. Meanwhile, RagnaroK isn't droning either. RagnaroK, he's cutting drones here at 36, and he's making a massive wave of roaches. He's going for a big hatch tech all in. No lair behind this, no Evo chamber, no upgrades. Evo chambers are being thrown down now, to be fair. We have a massive wave of roaches coming across the map. Scarlett, she's been droning. She made too many drones. She's up to 50 workers. GG gets called, and RagnaroK will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG, well played. Ooh, that is the that's ZvZ for you. At times, if you drone too much or if you drone too little, that can kill you. After Scarlett's kind of failed Ling aggression in the early game, it made sense that she was just trying to drone up as much as she could, especially after losing 6 drones in the main to the banelings. Like, it makes sense for her to be of the mindset to just make nothing but drones to catch up. Little did she know, as she was being really busy defending back at home and droning, she didn't get a scat off. She wasn't able to figure out whether or not RagnaroK was droning, whether or not there were any workers at the third base. Because she was denied that, she was making assumptions, and RagnaroK came in with his roach push. GG, well played. With that, we have our first semifinals. We have our first semifinals match. And because it's the semis, predictions. Predictions are going to be open.